Hello, friends. Hope you are having a wonderful day so far. We are here for some more Mario Maker 2 fun. This is a semifinals matchup between 2woGood and germdove. Now, these two know some drama. They got here through some very tight upset races on both their parts. Well, not necessarily upsets in both cases, but they were tight races. Uh, as they enter here, germdove is technically the higher seed. 2woGood got here on a thrilling upset. He had to battle back after some struggles in the blind section. germdove had to advance, just narrowly avoiding a sudden death challenge by mere seconds. So they have both known some close racing so far in this bracket stage of the Mario Maker tournament here for SG Live, and they're playing with a trip to the finals on the line. Here we go. We have an SMW Castle up first. Now, the first thing they are doing is playing 3 levels blind, so they have not seen or played these levels in advance right now. You're seeing them go through and explore it for the very first time. They'll do this for 3 consecutive levels. After that, in Phase 2, they're going to have a chance for some revenge against these levels. They will attempt to optimize them, putting up the best possible time they can with 30 minutes to budget among those 3 levels. They'll wrap it up with endless play. They will go to endless expert and complete as many levels within 20 minutes as they are able, each level counting for a point. Their combined score among all these things will determine the winner and who's going on to the finals. Alright, germdove is exploring with a pipe. He's got a bonus room with the coins, but he didn't check where it exited, and instead he exits into some lava. That doesn't work out too well. 2woGood's gonna go the whole way through, and sees it's just on the other side. So it's just a bonus, but it's a bonus that didn't kill him, so it actually gives him the lead in this level. For the moment. But a lead is only as good as what you do with it, so what will 2woGood do with it? He sees another pipe up there, perhaps thinking about jumping for a bonus chance. Perhaps he's thinking about bringing a shell for a possible advantage further in the level. He does get the jump up. He's looking for the pipe. I think he's looking for shortcuts, or at least not wanting to miss one. He's got plenty of bonus coins. And germdove has the fight against Boom Boom. 2woGood sees he's right back where he started from. Now he'll advance to the Boom Boom fight. Checkpoint for germdove. First one to get past Boom Boom, first one to get to the checkpoint, and a fire flower for his reward. 2woGood not far behind for that checkpoint. Now we gotta do battle against the Koopa Kid. Not the worst Koopa Kid you could fight, but it's a different gimmick here. Those winged munchers moving the platforms in patterns different than what you might expect. We are here, we see the bridge, we see the axe. germdove will spin jump his way to a victory. 2woGood not far behind. Damage boosts to get through the piranhas, and they have both cleared the level. That is level 1 of 3. Took him a good couple minutes to get that far, but it'll be a much faster process when they're revisiting it. Alright, SMW speedrun tech level. A lot of speedrun tech going on here, but notice the timer is actually forgiving, so it's not strictly speaking a speedrun, but uses a lot of that tech, and how well you navigate it is going to be critical. It's also a longer level, so there's more time to do these little optimizations. And every little jump, the better you make it, the more it's going to save you time over the course of the run. So even for a path that might at first glance be linear, this is one where there's a lot of room to have an advantage on this one. just by doing all your little movements as consistent, as quickly, as efficiently as you're able to. So we gave our runners a challenge here, and now it's their time to rise to it. Grabbed the key, but you gotta make another lap to use it. Now, you don't have the coin indicators here because you already went through that part. The key door takes us to checkpoint 1. 2woGood again, not going to be far behind germdove. A lot of this very familiar stuff for a speed run. The indicators are consistent, the movements are right what you'd expect them to be. It's just a really long one that's really going to push you. Use the fire flower, kill the piranhas. Don't hit that switch, unfortunately, for germdove. Slowed him down a little. Let's see if 2woGood gets there without that same mistake. No, we'll catch them both, so no advantage there for 2woGood. Into key door number 2 for germdove, and that's checkpoint 2. We got some Yoshi time now. Some of those pokies sticking up just a little bit too far over the bridge. It is, of course, a semi-solid. And then time for some fire. Yoshi swallows fire. Yoshi spits the fire back out. Unfortunately, we lose the Yoshi. Poor Yoshi. But very neck and neck right now between these two runners. 2woGood not at all far behind germdove right now. This is a pressure section because you got to get there before the blocks change. Germdove did fine. 2woGood now working on the same challenge. It's the end of the level. And our runners just find out now that the red coins were in fact not required. So that's going to be a big time save. Well, not a big time save, but it will be a time save on optimizations. Because now you know you won't need to take extra time to pick it up. They'll be able to short some of those jumps. It'll be a very different looking routing. This is an SMB 3 level. It's called multi-routing because there's multiple designed paths through this run. Which one's the fastest? Well, that's going to be for our runners to determine. As best as they're able to within the time frame that they have. A lot of challenges here. A lot that could be to your advantage. 2woGood with some good momentum there, keeping a rhythm solid with those throwing snowballs. As germdove finds the boot, gotta be careful not to stomp too far. He's on point. I won't lie, fell for that myself on the first test. I stomped too far, went falling down into the abyss. And that's a clear for germdove. He is going to be first to clear the blind levels. Now, it's a bonus point if you finish with a 10% advantage, but this was a longer blind section, and 2woGood is not far behind. So it's going to be a 1-point win, as 2woGood's now going to come to the goal. Our runners were challenged. They rose to the occasion, and now they just have to do it faster than they did last time. 3 levels to optimize. They've just scouted them. And how will they adjust? There's some notes that are big for them to remember. One of them is going to be that you don't need those red coins on the castle level. On the Iggy castle, I think they both found out you really don't want to go those pipes. They're just bonus rooms. And it looks like 2woGood is... Well, he hasn't gone to played courses yet, but we see germdove is eyeing Iggy's castle first. That one feels like it's going to get the least amount of love and optimization. I think we're going to see both of them put just maybe one decent time in that level and then move on. The multi-route we've only seen them each take one path, but they know by name that there is multiple paths through there, so perhaps they explore a little bit, see if there's more time to find there. And for speedrun in the castle, that one, it's a long level. It's got a lot of jumps, and just figuring out where you can save time, where you can short this jump over that one. Maybe don't run to the springs. Maybe jump up through the semi-solids because you don't need the red coins. Those are the kind of things that they have to consider. And with a place in the finals on the line, they know in each respective case they are up against a runner fully capable of beating them, fully capable of taking this right down to the end. So you will have to earn every bit of your spot in the finals. They both got here feeling the pressure from a close finish. How close will this one be? We will have a much better idea in 30 minutes. They have 30 minutes to budget among these 3 levels, however they choose. It is entirely their concern, entirely their decision, how they break up that time and spend it among the 3 levels. If you have the fastest time per level, you win a point for that level. If you have the fastest time by more than 10%, you win a second point. I don't think that's trivial with this level set. I do think there's a chance that maybe somebody comes up with a really great time in one of these 3 levels, and the other competitor just feels they don't have the time to go back and spend on it because they're fighting in the other 2 levels. We shall see. Feel free to get your guesses in chat now. Who's going to be the winner on what level? 2woGood actually seemed to have the advantage there on Iggy's the first time around. Speedrun, it was a little bit kinder to germdove. Multi-route challenge felt pretty even, maybe a little faster for germdove the first time around. Hard to say that exactly because when they enter the level at different times, just because somebody finished first doesn't mean they were actually faster. And here we go. This is phase 2. They've both gone for the long level, speedrun in the castle. This is the longest of the 3 levels. This is the one where I actually thought they would save this for last because I feel this one has the most room to optimize it just by doing all these jumps. But it is the more linear path, so perhaps that's what's on their mind. But while it's linear, doesn't necessarily mean you have to follow the linear path, because again, it's red coins, not required. You don't have to make jumps for them. You just have to get through here, whatever is the fastest way. And considering the levels that we've been up against, I don't think either of these runners are strangers to speedrun tech. It's probably levels they've done plenty of times. So, in other cases, they see the same type of jumps, the same type of setups with the springs, and you have to do them in perhaps less than a second of buffer time to be able to complete the level. So the only difference here is they've got more time on the clock, but as far as, say, finding a speedrun level in Endless, you are racing a competitor, so that time on the clock is almost irrelevant now. It's how fast is my opponent gonna go is the real time limit. germdove is up to the fire flower section. You can only have 2 fireballs out at a time, so they're getting those out early to try and deal with the piranhas as quickly as possible. Boy, if you could cheese to that door, but it would take a Yoshi, and I don't think they have any access to one. I don't know what happens if Yoshi tries to swallow one of the tornadoes. Boy, that'd be interesting. If you could get a Yoshi back to the last room, there is cheese that a Yoshi could do. 2woGood taking the fall down through the coin section, exactly like you should do. Now the race against the P-switch. And again, these red coins not required, but in some cases you're seeing them go to the springs to get the launch off the springs, and thus make Mario or Luigi respectively a little bit faster. So very neck and neck between those two runners on their time. Looks like... That looks like more time than I would expect, actually. Let's see this here. 2:15, 2:16, 2:17, 8. Yeah, 2.6 seconds didn't feel like that much between them, but such is how it goes. When you're looking at the times on there, you can subtract by 60 when you see 100. Alright, into Seesaw for germdove. 2woGood's thinking the same thing. They're kind of on the same wavelength, whether they know it or not. And one of the things that made me like this level and its potential is the launch you can get off enemies to speed yourself up. So right now you see them trying to stay pretty flat to the ground, keeping the run going. But there's times where the faster path is actually going to be get a jump off the enemy and get a launch forward. Anything that accelerates you faster is going to help. 2woGood just got a little taste of it there. He's onto the Boom Boom fight, so he's going to perhaps be the early leader, although he does lose that mushroom. Yeah, germdove is exploring. Germdove is exploring to see what can I do faster later. Because again, you got 30 minutes to budget however you'd like. You don't have to put up your fastest time first time through. You just have to find out what's going to work for you. So he didn't see these pipes. May not have wanted to risk it in the blind play, which we saw it didn't work out because they just lead to each other. They're just bonus rooms with coins, which is a very nice level design for an endless level, by the way. But also part of the optimization is going to be how well you deal with something like Boom Boom. Alright, germdove took the pipe instead of fighting Boom Boom. And he comes out at the checking point having skipped the Boom Boom fight, so right now he's got a knowledge advantage. And he's looking for more. Now, interesting, because 2woGood tried 2 other pipes and found they were only bonus coin rooms, he may not even realize about that pipe skipping the Boom Boom fight. Unless he sees a really good time come up from germdove that makes him think, I've got to be missing something. What could I be missing? And you see these extra things. You see that door, there was a key door on top of the pipe, and it has to be in germdove minds, okay, what other paths did this level maker build into this level? That world record is 40 seconds. There's a minute to cut off this potentially. So where is that cheese? That has to be high on germdove's mind right now. But that said, you don't need it if your opponent doesn't find it either, so it's important to have a good baseline time. And right now, that is advantage to germdove, but 2woGood working through the fight here with Iggy. And coming through to the exit, he damage boosts through the piranhas. And time on the board will be... momentarily. Eventually. When Nintendo feels like it. A 48.2, so just 8 seconds difference. Germdove did a lot of exploring, but he found a big piece of information with that Boom Boom skip. And will 2woGood be able to find it? This time Germdove takes the fight. Does he think it's faster to kill Boom Boom? Or is he's gonna explore what he can do with this key. So he picked up Boom Boom's key this time. He knows that key door is real. He's gonna skip the Iggy fight with the key. How much does this pay off? $55. That's gonna be a 45-46 time. That was a really good effort. He's still got a bunch of time from the world record, but it looks to be a 44.673, which is a very big pickup over what 2woGood has. But meanwhile, 2woGood fires off in multi-route challenge with a new world record in a 45-second time, 45.7. Great run there for 2woGood. Germdove now going to head over to the same level. So yeah, they came through here. You had to commit to whatever you were on in the blind playthrough, but now you want to find out if there's a better way. And as for what our runners can see, they're probably not watching each other. You could, but generally speaking, especially when it comes to Mario Maker, it's too distracting, honestly, to watch your opponent. We found that out very much at SG Live 2019, where runners were sitting side by side and still really not seeing what their opponent was doing because they had to focus so much on their own gameplay. But you can see that spreadsheet that has their scoring. They are actually putting their own times in here. So they can see, in Germdove's case, he can see 2woGood put up a 41, which means there was a much faster way through this level, and that's what he came looking for. He probably sees the potential of this now. And here comes his finish, missing the end card the first time. Not end card, but end. And puts up a 52.3. 2woGood looking to better his time, and it will come in at 41.5 for a new world record. That's a very compelling time. It is above the 10% threshold right now to be a bonus. Now he's looking back at Iggy's castle. He sees that Germdove put up 4 seconds better than he did, so he's got to be feeling there's something more to this level that he's not gotten yet. Will he find it? He's going on the same path right now. This is fine. There really wasn't a divergence we saw till Boom Boom. This Germdove's put up a new level on multi-route. And it's a 46.8. So it's better, but still more than 10% off 2woGood. Something about this one just really agreed with 2woGood. You definitely don't want to get those snowballs in the face. They're going to slow Luigi down. You've got to get very technical jumps over them. And then use those fire flowers carefully. Get through the next section as best you can. There are slopes, so you have to remember with SMB3 that you can do the upward slope slide instead of just downward. It's the exact same thing, you just go up instead of down. But, like, you'll kill the snowballs that way. Oh, Germdove with a little bit too strong a ground pound with that boot. There's no shame in that. Happened to be the first time. Had to learn to adjust to it. And now 2woGood with the Fire Flower against Iggy, so he's still not checked that pipe after Boom Boom to see where it leads. That's the biggest thing that happened with germdove that has not yet happened with 2woGood, that little extra moment of exploration. Here he goes to the goal, and it's just a damage boost. I actually think a damage boost might be a little slower because it stops Mario's momentum when those iframes first trigger. It's faster for the second two piranhas. I'm just not sure you make up enough time versus the first piranha. 46.1. So that path not working out for him. 43.1, a new PB for germdove. He cuts away the 10% advantage for 2woGood and makes that just a 1-point game. A 1-point level at this point. germdove is sticking with this bottom route for now. I like what he's doing with these snowballs. This is actually the direction I came first, so I saw that same thing with the snowballs. Obviously, I like the play then. And just to clear up, when I say I played these levels, it's blind to the runners, but we tried to curate a good level set for these various matches of the tournament to make sure it was both a good player and viewer experience, and hope you're appreciating it. Also hope you're appreciating these runners, and a new world record for germdove on multi-route. The bottom route does prevail in time. But the exclamation point R in chat, see the runners links if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Hey, these might not be a bad couple people to follow. And also be sure you're following the SpeedGaming family of network channels here on Twitch to catch more fun content that's happening throughout SG Live and beyond. Also, if you haven't checked out SpeedGaming YouTube, oh man, are you missing out, because there is so much hype on there. There's all the races from SG Live 2019 you could check out. There's a few Mario Maker races in there as well. Now 2woGood with the Fire Flower pickup goes on to the Iggy fight, and he just seems to be optimizing the quote-unquote intended path, I'll call it. Still has not explored that pipe out in the Boom Boom room to find out he can skip it. He does spin jump over the piranhas. I didn't time that out to the frame or anything, but I do think that's actually faster than damage boosting. And another clear up for germdove. 46.9, and a new world record for germdove on multi-route. He's now taken a 3-second advantage, just off of the 10%, and I gotta figure that's why he's back in this level. He's thinking, you know, I shave a couple of tenths off this, and then I've got 2 points for this level. Even if the 2 points doesn't hold, if he can just optimize this a little bit more, he probably holds on for the win on this level, given that we're over halfway through, and 2woGood is working on other levels instead of this one. And 2woGood had to feel really good about the time he had put up in this level earlier. So probably wasn't expecting it to be perhaps the most contended of the three, but germdove battled back strong, and a new world record! He has taken a lead by 10%, and he's going back for more! He wants to be sure his time here stands. He knows this has to be slower. He took too much time in that section, so there's something else he's trying to explore with here. Don't know what it is yet. But there's something beyond that section he wanted to explore. A hybrid with the Fire Flower route? Okay. Maybe seeing what he could gain up here. Too Good back to battling Iggy. And again, the difference here, germdove did not fight Iggy. He found a skip that lets him get past the Iggy fight by coming in there with a key. You still have to go into the room and into that door, but you can skip actually fighting Iggy. Too Good's time coming up now. 43-8. And that is good enough to take the lead here away from germdove. So he's probably thinking germdove just did that by optimization instead of finding that skip. That also tells me that that is one germdove could come back and get. Meanwhile, looking at the spreadsheet, 2woGood sees germdove took a ton of time off this level. 2woGood did something like a 44-45, brought it down to a 41, both of which were world records, and then all of a sudden, he looks over, germdove has put up a 37 on this level, which just looks so good right now. And 2woGood is certainly going to have to earn this one back. Biggest thing I think is slowing him down on this top section is those snowballs to the face. They're momentum killers. Mario, if you see him, he's at a dead stop as soon as he's taken one of those snowballs to the face. So, your run, all that momentum is killed as soon as one of them impacts you. germdove has gone back to Iggy's seesaw. Again, he's got that skip in the bank, which is faster than what 2woGood knows. But 2woGood just otherwise optimized the level so much that it didn't matter to that point. A 42 up on the board now for 2woGood. That was slower than his earlier run, but he had a lot of snowball impacts there. Again, it's not losing him a second to run into the snowball, but it might cost him a 10th, so that's 2. 3. So maybe he lost 3/10 there, potentially, off those snowballs. Just that much efficiency can make a difference here. Alright, he's getting a little bit better jumps here. He's avoiding the snowballs that time. Cleaner run through here until he gets up to one enemy, a little too close and personal, takes the damage. germdove has his key, he's into the pipe. Again, he's skipping the key door for the sake of skipping the Iggy fight. That pipe leads to the same place, there's his checkpoint. Now he's going to go into the Iggy fight with the mushroom. He can damage boost, doesn't matter. Just get to the door, get in there. He's going to come out in the piranha room. He's got to get over the piranhas or under the piranhas, but not through the piranhas because he doesn't have any damage to give. That's the basics of the route he's running. Kill boom boom, get power up, get key, use pipe to skip the Iggy fight. Profit. Or something to that effect. 2woGood doesn't like his time there. He's going to start over because it's faster than taking the end of the level animation. That is a very important factor in this phase. Having a few more seconds can make the difference of getting another attempt in. So you don't want to just waste time. germdove defeats Boom Boom. Looking for a cleaner run through the end of this level. Again, he's going to use that key to skip fighting Iggy, because he can use that, because any key fits the same door. And time up on the board for 2woGood looks a little slow as far as the world record. And a clear for germdove, a 38-0 for 2woGood. It is a PB. So the 2-point lead for germdove is long gone. And he puts up a 41-7 on Iggy's Seesaw. Definitely the advantage, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get a 10% advantage. Very curious to see if either of them will go back to speedrun in the castle. I think they both shied away from it because of how long the level is. Unfortunately, that might have been the wrong counter strategy play. You may have been able to pick up the extra 10% on your opponent because the level is so long. Especially if they weren't willing to invest the time. Again, 2woGood's still committed to the top route. Germdove went with the pokies at the lower route for that first section. He agreed in strategy with 2woGood on the second section using the fire flower instead of the boot. That looked a lot cleaner, avoiding the snowballs. 2woGood. And a battle against Boom Boom for germdove now. He's got his key. He's got his 30 coin. Checkpoint there is nice because although you don't want to revert to the checkpoint, there's no value in the safety. It has the power-up effect, which is giving him a damage boost for Iggy. I think ideally he'd like to get through it without that, have it for the piranhas. But I also feel like that spin jump is faster, so I like that personally. I think he's on a very solid route here. Just over 5 minutes to play in this second phase, and a new world record for germdove. Reminder, we weren't even close to contesting that when they first started, but that's what a few attempts on a level can do for runners of these caliber. They can bring a lot of time off. With that, germdove is going to move back into multi-challenge. He's got the lead, so either he's worried that 2woGood's going to be able to improve by a second, or he thinks that he's going to pick up time here, but you have to pick up over 3 seconds to be able to get the 10%. And as long as 2woGood is not challenging speedrun in the castle, then it makes sense to come here, defend your point there, rather than trying to gain one in speedrun. That may be one when 2woGood looks back at the VOD. He might wish he had made one more attempt on speedrun in the castle. See if he could get that point off the board. But neither runner wanted to go back and contest that long level. They chose the shorter ones where they could put multiple attempts to. You understand the philosophy fully. It makes sense. It's just because they both went all in on that, it left open the possibility of a counterplay. Right, so different paths through this first section. 2woGood going high, germdove going low. Nobody wanting the middle because you have to wait on those icicles. Again, 2woGood coming up here. Throwing the fireballs with Mario. And he's going to get a 38-39 there. Something in that range. 38-2. Little slower than his PB. And a new time coming in for germdove is a 36-5, a new world record. You know, it's tough to argue with the man who's got the lead in here. But I don't think you're going to put up a 2. So your only real concern could be here that you think 2woGood's just on the verge of a big improvement and he's defending the point aggressively instead of passively. Again, if they were going to go back to speedrun, they wouldn't have time for more than 2 full attempts. They could get through the level in full and probably start it over one more time. So that's the disadvantage to a long level like that. That's why they're not doing it. But also because that timer is so big, there's a lot more leeway for the 10%. 130 seconds if you had 10%, 13. It's a big margin. All right, 2woGood. Pass the checkpoint up to the Fire Flower. With a minute to play, I do think they're all in on this, unless one of them just looks over there and decides, okay, I'll take one attempt at speedrunning the castle. I would really understood if 2woGood did that right now. If he just looked at there and say, oh, he's got a new world record of 35.8! And that was entirely the top route, so it looks like these routes are pretty balanced. It's just a question of what works for you. He's going back to speedrunning the castle off the strength of that world record. Here comes germdove with a completion. 2woGood just put up a 35.8 on his run, and it's immediately broken by germdove, a 35.5, and that time was set in progress of the record being broken. The two runs were happening at one point simultaneously. So what a moment there. 2woGood is going to take one stab at this. He could start over if he died, or if he doesn't like something, he could go ahead and click the start over. He's got about 20 seconds leeway on that. So in 7 more seconds, 6, whatever, he will be all in committed to this run. And can he gain anything? He is behind on this level. He doesn't even have the point. But on a great run, there's ground to be made, since germdove cannot defend on this level. Germdove is defending on the level he knows 2woGood spent the most time on, and he will not see an updated time posted here for 2woGood, by the way. He won't know 2woGood came to this level. He'll only know 2woGood has not improved again on multi-route. Into the Fire Flower section. The Fire Flower getting some love as a power-up today. That wasn't necessarily intentional, but not unwelcome either. And another completion there for germdove. As 2woGood is into the key door, that's going to be it for germdove's runs. We're going to... He started another one. That one was not in time, so this one's more for pride than anything. Over to 2woGood's audio here. You do have to pick up the coin, not the red keys, but the coin. Maybe cost him half a second there. B-switch run now. Ooh, these little optimizations. I bet he wishes he had one more run to get in here, but he does not. His time is up, and it's going to be official. Let's see what we have. Tail of the tape says... Again, that was one where he didn't build up the muscle memory. He didn't put the same effort into it as the other levels because of its length. And at 219 is not going to be good enough. So we have completed phase 2, and it's domination on the board for germdove in a way that just really doesn't show. 2woGood's efforts, they don't show on the scoreboard, but he dominated that multi-route challenge the first time. The speedrun in the castle, Although germdove 2 seconds faster, that's with a skip that 2woGood never found. So 2woGood just played the entire rest of that level better. I'm sorry, that was for Iggy's castle. So that was 4 seconds, and that's where 2woGood didn't find that skip. And speedrun in the castle, germdove just put up the one attempt and moved on. 2woGood came back to it and gave it one more chance. At the end, they're going to have a brief break before we go on to phase 3, which will be endless. That performance just ends up being a monster benefit for germdove. This means 2woGood has to out-clear him by 4 levels just to force a playoff. 5 levels to win outright. Make no mistake, germdove has earned every bit of this advantage. But what an advantage it is. Looking over at the chat between runners, 2woGood is surprised that the top route wasn't the fastest on a multi-route. I think he's gonna find this VOD in particular very interesting to go back to and see where germdove had his biggest advantages. Phase 3 is Endless Expert. You get a point for every level you clear. You can skip as much as you'd like. You can game over and just keep going. It won't cost you anything but time. germdove is continuing to use an existing save file where Mario already has some lives in the bank, but every time he clears a level, he's going to lose a little bit on a new high score animation. If you're starting from a fresh file, though, you don't have that disadvantage, but you have the disadvantage of less levels. So 20 minutes for Endless. The runners readying up, doing battle. Make no mistake, although they both want to win, they're on good terms with each other. They're having some friendly chat back and forth about what they woulda, coulda, shoulda done. But that's now in the past. What's ahead? 20 minutes of endless play. Get as many clears as you can in that time. I usually say you probably have to budget 90 seconds to 2 minutes for a clear of a level. That means any level you're going to clear, it probably takes that long between loads, attempts, and getting all the way to the end, depending on the length of the level. Some are better than that than others, obviously. But to me, I would look... You don't generally see runners get up to 20 levels. They're not doing a level a minute. It just doesn't happen. But you can do better than 10 in the 20 minutes. So it's less than a level every 2 minutes, more than one every minute. So somewhere around that extra half, if you will. 15, I feel like, is sort of... If you hit 15, you had a great run. You didn't have a good run. You had a great run. If you get over 10, you had a good run. Will either of our runners have a great run? We are soon to find out. Phase 3 about to begin. germdove, 2woGood, trip to the finals on the line for this Mario Maker 2 tournament here on SpeedGaming, part of SpeedGaming Live. Let's have some fun. All right, Mario versus Luigi. Fresh file versus an existing file. Both of them look to be on new soup levels. germdove didn't like his. Now, they can get some quick information by pausing. It lets them see clear rate. It lets them see world record time. Is this a fast level? Is this a slow level? Is this a speedrun level? Speedrun levels are inexpert are a pretty good thing to have if you're a talented runner like these are. They're usually not going to have trolls, they're short timers. You know the type of tech that's going to be involved in them. This is a good fit for a level you'd like to see in this type of level, and that's a clear for germdove. So that's a near perfect level to get in this type of challenge. And when I say near perfect, I mean it really is a perfect type of level for this. That they're not going to treat you any nicer than that. 2woGood having a little trouble feeling the rhythm of this level, but he's to the goal anyways, and gets his first clear on the board. 3D World level for germdove. You know, I have a personal bias. I'm not particularly a fan of the 3D World style, but one reason in particular, I don't think I'd dive into any 3D World levels in this challenge is because I'm scared of a Meowser fight. A Meowser fight is just going to be so time-consuming. I don't think you want to do that to yourself. All right, 2woGood is upside down, while germdove is working his way through an SMB3 level. Dry bones shell time. Clear condition for 2woGood. Important information in particular that a clear condition means there will be no checkpoint in the level. So this one, you've got to throw that Galoomba upside down, jumping over the munchers, trying not to take a hit. Cannons shooting more munchers at you along the way. That is tough. And again, no checkpoint in this level because it has the clear condition. But it does have that feather, so you got a couple damage boosts available to you. And that's probably a big part of what 2woGood is thinking here. So if it's not that long a level, perhaps it's not that bad to get through with the damage boost. In fact, he uses the cape to slow fall. Very much slow fall. A glide down, but he gets squashed between the two munchers, so the damage boost didn't matter. They were coming from both the left and right. They caught him in the middle. 2woGood stuck in the middle with a Galoomba. I was trying to go through a song reference and I totally massacred it. Munchers to the left of him, munchers to the right of him. Here he is, stuck in the middle with Galoomba. And he takes the damage boost. That's not something he's going to want. The switch is in the wrong state. His germdove is going to get his next clear. And again, the munchers squeezing into 2woGood, so he has to know the right path through, which I think it's actually a stay to the left. Clear condition level, which again means there's no checkpoint, and that is a detriment. Because in Endless, it's not how fast you complete the level, except that it is, so I'm contradicting myself immediately. But you don't have to necessarily complete it in one shot to complete it as fast as possible. It's your overall completion time, not your final time on the clock that matters. So it doesn't have to be world record, it just needs to be a clear. Now this is a technical level on 2woGood's side. You run faster with star speed. So this is probably a near frame perfect level, but it's a really straightforward one. And that seems to be what has 2woGood's attention right now. Big thing you don't want to do is lose time anywhere and slow down. He missed one coin, but he saw 3 seconds on the clock. I think he go back and do this again. I think it's there for him. He just has to not miss that one coin and he would have had it. And it wasn't any slower to get that coin either. So we got to the end that time with 3 seconds in the bank. He knows he's got Maybe time for one slip, but not one that big.
Oh no!
Germdove is using the shell to clear his path of mechanics that get in the way. And to the axe for another clear. 2woGood caught the edge there, but he should have time still. If he gets a clean run, he missed it just a little, but he still got the clear. Ooh, he cut it close there. Like I said, he had time. He had just enough time for a little misstep. 2 missteps was pushing it. He could not have made another. Now 2 clears to 3. The problem for 2woGood is he can't play even. He has to dominate these last 13 minutes. He's got to rip off clear after clear while germdove isn't able to. This is clearly germdove's advantage. He earned that advantage through the other 2 phases of competition. Now what can he do with it? He sees something that catches his eye up here. How much does this pay off? Well, he's farming 1-ups?
Oh no!
I'm not entirely sure what the plan was there. At one point, he seemed to be farming the 1-ups instead of advancing. Now, this is his normal endless play game file, so perhaps he wants to make sure he can get... He's not giving up too many lives for that. Good dealing with a car level here. Got his key, but it cost him all his power-ups. But there's the goal. He's got another clear. That's what matters most right now. 2woGood needs every clear he can get. Again, he's got to make up 4 clears just to force sudden death right now. 5 would win outright, but 4 just to force another challenge. Clear condition, a minute-long level, and it's an expert. Oof. Yeah, totally agree. Skip it right now, because you're not recovering that, and do you really want to invest more time in it? Whenever it's a level like that, in normal, it's probably a fine level. In expert, it probably means that one power-up is all you're getting. So you have to keep it through a minute of whatever challenges the level maker has put in front of you. I didn't like the look of it. 2woGood didn't like it after he took the damage. As a 3-minute world record, that's something you're never going to like in this. You just can't invest that much time in one level. Plus, with it being in expert, you know people have failed to that challenge plenty, so you don't want to lose time on a long level. And there's a fish. That's all 2woGood saw, but he says, no, I don't want to risk being in a troll level either. germdove with 4 clears on the board now. Okay, this is rolling tech for 3D World. I don't think he's going to make it. This is a tech level. It's designed for Mario to roll all the way to the goal. Pipe shooting out acorns for germdove. He's going to go for the glide.
Oh no!
After seeing the blowy Joey, he decides, let me get a height boost. That could be important. Another one. You can see the lava down there. Yes, the floor is lava, and this time it looks like 2woGood's got the clear. A lot of acorns up there in that facade, but that's a pipe. There's more to go. Now we're in
Let's go.
grasslands instead of castle, but this is actually the subworld. And he pushed that so close I was worried, but Germdove makes it. 2woGood doesn't like what he sees in that castle. How precise can a bull be? That is an interesting question. And actually the answer is pretty remarkably agile creatures. And a clear for Germdove. If you ever wondered what a bull in a china shop looks like, Mythbusters tested it, because of course they did. It's Mythbusters. Another clear for Germdove. It's given him a 5-4 advantage on the clears, and time is slipping away for 2woGood. He needs a bunch of clears, and basically for Germdove to not get another one. How tight is that jump? How much is that gonna matter? Can he get past these spikes? It's gonna be not enough. Alright, just doesn't look good for Germdove right now, but he's gonna go down fighting, put up the best score he can do. Germdove fighting with that advantage. Can afford to be conservative, but what does conservative look like in this? Do you put more attempts into a level you think you can beat? Do you skip more often? And just make sure you're investing your time in a good level? 2woGood's gonna get another clear. Back to being tied on clears, which I feel is the most reflective we see on the scoreboard of how close this battle has been. I mean, you're probably talking one death for 2woGood was the difference between Germdove winning the blind section. It would feel nice to have that point back right now. Another speedrun tech level. These are going to feel good in this type of challenge. Speedruns tend to be pretty straightforward if they aren't trolls. It's an expert, which means it's not going to be a frame-perfect ending. So a little more forgiving. As long as you're good on your speedrun tech, these are going to be solid clears every time. That doesn't mean they're easy. That just means that if you're that good a player, that's the kind of level you're going to want to see, is both runners put up another clear onto the board.
Let's go.
This ends when time runs out, and 2woGood needs 4 unanswered points. It's not out of reach yet, but it is a stress point. Germdove in a contraption, if you will. In between these two cannons. Has to survive all the obstacles. You do not want to get squashed by those one-up blocks. That would be bad.
Oh.
Tries to find the timing. He's done it well so far. In a 60-second level for 2woGood. Looks like kind of a vertical but not vertical New Super Mario Brothers level. He's good on his slow fall tech, which is very important especially when you've got the nighttime theme New Super Mario Brothers level going on. Finds the pipe. We're into the subworld. So if you assume that that's the halfway mark, he's doing well on this level. He's read everything well. There's those periodic spikes, but none of them have been in a bad spot right now. Germdove just took a death right before the goal after getting through everything else on that level. 2woGood is taking his time with a sliding fall because he didn't know what was down there. And now he's through with another clear. For the first time, he's got the lead on the clear count. I think that's the first time he had the lead on a clear count. Apologies if I'm wrong. It does happen once in a while. He's got a new world record, but that doesn't count for anything. Germdove gets squashed between
Let's go.
or squashed underneath the question block, but he's going back again into this level. I just don't think he would do that if he didn't have the lead he has right now. So if Germdove could put up 3 unanswered clears, it would make all the difference right now. That interaction with the enemies is not looking quite like I would expect, and I don't think it's quite like 2woGood expects. If anything, perhaps you gotta jump off the first Koopa. Alright, this looks a little better. Needs to spin jump into... Yeah, this looks good. Gonna wait the timer out. Solid. Don't want that to be what kills you. He's got a pipe. Does he risk the yellow? Yeah, he's gonna take the pipe instead. Ooh, is this gonna be rising poison? That would be my concern right now. Ah, he gets the Koopa instead. Now, unfortunately, he would have to clear levels at a minute per. And, you know, just short of 10-second speedrun levels coming in a row, I don't see how he does that. And now germdove has his clear, so it's back to 2woGood needing 4. It's a strong lead now for germdove, as he's got a new PB on his endless playthrough. That's the power of coming in with that lead, because 2woGood has played this pretty close. They're even in count right now. Still possible 2woGood could end up with another clear. And you know, if this had been reversed, it probably would have been a similar picture. If 2woGood had come in with the lead and germdove had been chasing, it would have been hard for germdove to put up a win here. He may not have invested as much time as that last level, but it would have been tough. So these blowy joeys are messing with 2woGood, and now he's seeing the rising poison catches him. There's only a minute clear, and I think that's the biggest reason he invested in that a few attempts in that level. But with 90 seconds left, there just isn't time to make up 3 levels, unfortunately. So this is just about finishing as strong as he can at this point. germdove working through an SMB 1 level. And 2woGood onto a new soup level. Looks like he gets his bounce to keep the mushroom. Looks like there's a key behind the cannon, but how would you get the key behind the cannon? This looks like some kind of tech level, but I have no idea what the tech is. Maybe 2woGood knows. Is he trying to get stunned again by the... That's it. But it doesn't carry enough momentum to get him all the way to that key. He can see where the key is behind the cannon. I think this is just more he wants to know the tech at this point. And that's going to be the clear for germdove. He can start another level, but I don't think he can get into 1. And likewise, I think that's it. 2woGood. A world record to finish it for germdove. 12 points on the board. Oh, and 2woGood got it that time. Can he get it clear? It's the slow pit box. He's got trouble getting it under the door. He's got it. Can he get to the goal? No, it's a troll arrow! Troll at the end keeps 2woGood from getting the final clear. germdove is our winner. 12 12-7, germdove on to the finals. He's played Endless so well, and that has definitely made a difference. 2woGood. It was a closer battle than this score will ever show. I mean, you see in Endless what you don't see in the other 2 rounds. He was right there on 2 of those levels. He was right there at Endless. I mean, you could have easily moved, just as easily seen 2 points move from germdove's side to 2woGood's side, and then have germdove be the one chasing. For 2woGood, that will be the end of his journey in this year's Mario Maker tournament. For germdove, he will advance to the finals. And here we have germdove, who has to be feeling good with the advancement to the finals.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, so kind of an unusual position for you to have a lead like that going into Endless, just because the competition is so good. And before you got here, I was just saying, could easily have been 2 points on the other side. So how'd you approach Endless with that kind of lead?
Well, so I basically just tried to approach Endless as I normally would, even if I wasn't in a race. Just taking levels and trying to play them safely so that I could get the clears without having to worry about the time on them. And I think that's probably my best strategy for going through them from now on, because I just didn't have a whole lot of pressure going through them.
2woGood also joins us, and I don't want to beat the same point, but you know, this could have been a closer battle going into Endless, and you played so well on Endless. But how you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. I wish it was closer just so it's a better show. Every time I enter a race that's going to be shown on an event, I always, instead of hoping that I win, I usually just hope to like make it close, put on a good show. I feel like I could have been closer, But it was still fun, and all of our times on the speedrun section were competitive for sure.
Was interesting because, of course, you were probably just focused in on yours and didn't realize you were going different routes. And I said at one point, I think this is going to be one of the VODs you'd be most interested in going back to see, just to see those different routes.
Yeah, I was picking Germ's brain about it in the chat about what he was doing, because I wasn't actually looking at his stream at all, which I usually like to do. But yeah, I was definitely interested in what he was doing, and we had a good discussion about the levels and strategies.
Yeah, the multi-route level especially was it was a lot of fun to go through, because each one of those had distinct time advantages that you could use. That was a really good level for that category.
Well, certainly glad you enjoyed. I guess my last question, 2woGood, is if you had it to do over again right now, would you go back to the speedrun cat in the castle level and make another couple of attempts instead of just trying the one at the end?
Yeah, actually, my strategy there was put up a time in this one. It's super straightforward. That was definitely Germ's idea also. Because it's super straightforward. Actually, when I was doing it during the race, and I was like during the blind race, I was like, we're gonna do the exact same thing this level. Like, I was like, this level is just like a non-level unless one of us dies. I was hoping to post up times that I was happy with on the first of the other 2 levels first, and then come back to it, because I think I could have taken those 2 seconds off because I made a lot of mistakes.
I'll say the biggest reason we included that one is because there was a lot of little optimizations where you could jump up through a semi-solid instead of hitting the spring, things like that. So I think it's a case of there was a lot of a 10th here and a 10th there to save on that level.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely a good level for this. I think so. Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts for you, 2woGood?
No, that's it. I wish I could see all the people I met last year in person, and all my friends who I saw also. That would be fun. Miss you guys, but yeah. All in all, it's a good event. Glad to
Well,
participate in the second year.
thank you for a good race and a good effort. And with that, we'll turn to Germdove, and you turn to the finals.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
How much do you practice before you attempt these finals, and what do you practice?
Well, honestly, all I really practice is just playing levels blind. I do a lot of that just through looking at what's at the super expert popular list, and sometimes going and looking at viewer level streams, playing what people are sending for those. And I think a lot of it just hinges on being able to go into a level and be able to read it and just get through it.
Well, let me throw one of the same questions I threw at 2woGood to you. Is obviously you put up a sweep on the optimization levels, but is there anything you kind of wish you would change in your strategy there?
Who, me?
Yeah. Well, germdove.
Oh, for the optimization?
Yes.
Honestly, not really. And especially the second level, the speedrun in the castle. I don't think that even if I had gotten behind on that one, I would have gone through it a second time, because it was just so long, and optimizations that you could do for it were so small. I don't think that redoing that one would have been a whole lot of benefit. The others, I'm pretty happy with just nibbling away a little bit of time in each attempt that I did through those.
All right. Well, germdove, any final thoughts?
No, I mean, I just really enjoy competing in these kinds of races, and I look forward to doing any more in the future if we have them. And I'm really looking forward to the match versus Dobbs coming up.
All right. 2woGood has given us a great run, but it ends tonight. Germdove moving on to the finals, and we look forward to having that here on Speed Gaming as part of the Speed Gaming Live Marathon. Thank you, everybody who tuned in for this race. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, let's see some love in the chat for these two runners. They put on a show for you, and there are a couple of good ones for you to follow if you haven't already. Also, be sure to follow the Speed Gaming family of channels to enjoy more content like this. And please, everybody, have a great rest of your day.